Hello friends, today we are going to discuss few more string functions in MySQL. The very first we will discuss LPAD, then we will discuss RPAD, then after we will discuss STRCMP, that is to compare two strings, then we will discuss Substring Index, and then in the end we will discuss Concatenation. Fine. So let us begin with the LPAD and RPAD. That LPAD and RPAD is going to pad a string into a source string. Fine. So the syntax for this particular is the LPAD and in bracket string, and then the second parameter is length, and the third parameter is the LPAD or RPAD string. Now over here the string, the very first parameter is the source string. The second parameter is going to be a length of the string, so the total length of the string after padding. Fine. And then we have the text which is going to be padded with a source string. Fine. So let us see the example of that. Say I'm going to have select, then LPAD, and in bracket I need to write the source string. Suppose I'm going to write Vishal. Fine. And the total length I want to set is a 10, and the padding I want to provide is a Mr. Now here the total length of the string will be 10, and until it becomes 10, repeatedly the padding will be added into the source string. Fine. So now let us see the result of this. Okay, so here you can see it has repeatedly added the padding into the existing string. Fine. It has Mr. dot again M. Fine. So this way we can have LPAD function. Suppose I'm going to write 6 over here. So what will happen, because the length of source string is 6, so will it going to add the padding or not? Definitely it is not going to add the padding, because that source string length is 6 only. Fine. Let us see the result. So here we got the source string only. Suppose I am going to keep the length of the string, say 4. Fine. So in this case, even the source string will be of 4 characters only. Fine. So last 2 characters will not be taken in consideration. Okay. Same way we will have RPAD, that is going to pad on the right hand side. Fine. So let me make this 15, and let's execute this. Okay, so 3 times it has been added, Mr. Fine. Now we can also experience the same thing if I am having the same length as a source string. Fine, we got the same result Vishal. And again, if I am having say 3 over here, then definitely this one is going to take first 3 characters from the source string. Fine. Okay. Now let us move towards the next function. The next function is STRCMP. That STRCMP is going to compare two strings, and based on comparison it will generate the result. Now let us have the example of that. Select STRCMP, and in bracket I have to write, like suppose I'm going to write Vishal, comma Vishal. Fine. So both strings are same. So here we got the result 0. Fine. Now let us change the case of the string. So here we got the result 0. So the meaning of this particular is it is not case sensitive. STRCMP function is not case sensitive. Fine. Now let me change, or let me add one more character over here and then compare. So here I got result -1. Here I got result -1. Fine. Suppose I'm going to put it. Fine. So the length of first string is -1 than this one. So this one is having lesser length than the second one. Fine. Suppose I am going to add double A over here. Now let us see what result we get. Now we got result 1. Fine. So this one is going to generate the result like 0, 1 and -1. Suppose I am going to add one more A over here. Let us see the result. It is again 1. So there will be 3 results. Either it will be 0, either it will be 1, or it will be -1. Fine. So this way STRCMP works. The third one is substring index. The third one is substring index. In this particular, this one is going to return a substring before a specified number of delimiters occurs. Fine. So let us see the syntax of substring index. Over here we'll have substring index, and in bracket we will have a string, and then we'll have a delimiter. Fine. And we'll have the count of the delimiter. The count of the delimiter, after how many occurrences of the delimiter we want the string. Fine. So let us see the example of that. Select substring index, and in bracket I have to write the string. Suppose www.vishalprajapati.com. Fine. Now I want to enter the delimiter. Which delimiter we want to check? That is a dot, and how many occurrences or string we want after how many occurrences of the delimiter. Fine. So I'm going to write 1. Now let us see the result of this. So here I am got the result www. So the delimiter is dot. So after first occurrence of this delimiter, we have to consider the string. Fine. Or we have to consider the string which is occurred before that particular delimiter. Suppose I am going to write 2 over here. So in this particular case, I will have www.vishalprajapati. So after second dot, it is not going to consider the remaining string. First dot, after first dot, it is going to consider. Fine. Suppose I am going to add one more dot over here, say Vishal.Prajapati. Fine. So www.vishal. So after that, it is not going to consider. Fine. So this way the substring index function works. Fine. Now let us move towards the last function, that is called concat.ws. That concat.ws is going to concate 2 strings. It is going to join 2 or more strings using a delimiter. Fine. So, or we can say a separator. Fine. So the syntax of this one will be concate_ws, and in bracket we have to provide various parameters. The very first parameter will be a separator, and after that we can have n number of strings. Fine. Okay, so let us see the example of that. Okay, so select concate_ws, and in bracket first we have to provide the separator. Suppose I'm going to provide separator dash, and then I'm going to provide series of strings. Fine. Say hello, this is MySQL. Fine. So I have entered this 4 strings. Now let us see the result of this. Fine. So in between every string we have the separator dash. So this way concat.ws works. So today we discussed LPAD, RPAD, STRCMP, Substring Index, and concat.ws. Thank you very much for watching the video, and please don't forget to subscribe the channel and press bell icon. Thank you again.